Okay, welcome back, guys. Welcome back to today's lecture on ETABS. In today's lecture, we are going to learn how to model beams. So it's easy to model beams with different tools here. We have this drop beam. So once you select it, choose the beam section you want. We have beam 230 by 300, beam 230 by 450, and column. So you select for the first floor, another suspended floor. We are using this. So I'll select this and place it at this grid point because this is exactly where we want. So I'll select this and draw it down to whichever area I want. That's the first method of drawing. So I can do something like this and draw it to the end of this expansion joint. So I'll put it at the beginning of this link. I'm going to put it somewhere at the beginning of the link so you zoom in so you can get good grasp of it. Joints. So escape. That's the first method of drawing beam. The next method is this simple one. You select it, choose the property you want, and place it on the grid line. So it comes automatically. You place one here, you place one here, you place one here. Also, do the same thing here. You place one here, you place one here, place one here, place one here, and you place one here. But this time now it's only going to appear on one story because we selected one story at this point. Okay, so to save time, I'm just going to use something simpler. Okay, now let me show you what happens when I put it on similar story. I put it on similar story and I draw a beam along this direction. Let's assume something like this. Now let's see it on other floors. You can see only this one came about. So I'll select this on one story, come down and deselect to one story. So I'll deselect this and delete it. So you can see another story they've gone. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to model it on the ground floor, then replicate it to the upper floors. Okay. Structural layout. So what we are going to do now is we are going to select the beams, then we are going to split it. So once you highlight the whole structure now, you can just leave it on one story. Since we are drawing the beam on just one story, then we'll replicate it all through. So you come down here, you see divide frame. So select divide frame and choose this break frame at intersection. So you select it and click OK. So you make sure the beams is broken at each intersection. You confirm it even if there are beams there, so you can see this. So I think we are good to go. We have this beam, we have this, and it's okay with that. Also, we have this beam which is broken here. We have this beam which is broken here also. Okay, so after doing that, the next thing we do is we'll select our beam. So come here, select object type. So we know our beams, so you select your beams, select. Okay, then you can also select based on property types. So you come here, select based on properties, so you can choose whichever property we created. So for now we want to use the frame section, so let's select all the beams 230 by 450, select and close. So automatically all beams 230 by 450 will be selected. Now before moving on, make sure you delete this beam here because there's an expansion joint here. Delete it. And also, so at every expansion joint point, make sure we delete it. Okay, so come back here, select object type, whichever one we want, and we're using the beams, so select it, close. Then we replicate it down to all the floors. Okay, so click OK. So let's go to the roof floor now. That's plan. Then we'll go to roof, click OK. So we are going to select all our beams on the roof. Now we can see there is a mistake. We forgot to create a column at this point, so I'll select it down here, also down here. So I'll go down to plan, first floor. Okay, click OK. Select these beams and column, so I'll select it. Okay, so I can see this. So and I'll replicate it to all floors. So story from this to second floor. I think it's on the second floor, so let me check this. Click OK. Okay, so check it, it's not the second floor but it's on the third floor, so I think we are good to go. So what I'll just do is select this, select this, select this, and replicate it down. So replicate story and replicate to the second floor. Okay, so what we're going to do now on the roof is we are going to change the section of the beams on the roof. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to select all beams, select it, select object types, beams, select it, close, then show only selected objects. So show only selected objects and choose one story. So once you are there with that, you highlight this, then you go to assign frame section property, then assign this is for our roof. So click it and assign it. So show, right click and show all objects. Okay, so all objects will be shown, so you can see it in 3D view. So we have this in 3D view, we can see this. Now to remove all these text showing that the properties name and everything, all you do is come here and show undeformed shape. So select it and everything will show perfectly. Okay, so we are done with that. In the next video we are going to be talking about modeling of slab. So thank you for watching today's video. If you have any question, you can drop it in the comment section. Thank you very much.